I stood frozen on my own porch, my suitcase still heavy with the smell of airport dust from my trip to Denver. The front door of my house, the one I'd painted blue with my husband before he passed, stared back at me, locked tight. My son Jordan stood just inside, his shadow flickering through the curtain, but he didn't move, didn't speak. My daughter-in-law, Taylor, stepped forward, her voice cold as the February air. "Patton, we need space now. You can stay with your cousin Emma for a while." My heart dropped, heavy like the snow piling up on the steps. I was 68, a widow who'd raised Jordan alone in this Seattle home. Every brick holding a memory of our life. His first bike ride in the driveway, his laughter in the kitchen. Now I was a stranger at my own door. "Jordan," I called, my voice soft, pleading. The curtain twitched, but he stayed silent. Taylor's eyes narrowed, her hand on the doorframe. "It's better this way," she said, shutting the door before I could argue. The lock clicked, sharp and final, like a knife through my chest. I stood there, snowflakes catching in my hair, my breath fogging in the cold. This was my home, bought with years of late-night shifts after my husband, Ethan, died in '98. Every floorboard held our story. His old toolbox still sat in the garage untouched. I knocked again, softer this time, hoping Jordan would open the door, would explain. Nothing. Just the hum of the street lamp and the ache in my chest. I thought of the key I'd left with Jordan when I went to visit Emma, trusting him like I always had. "Patton, you're too old to manage this place," Taylor had said last month, her smile tight. I'd laughed it off, thinking she was just worried. Now I saw it for what it was, a plan. My hands shook as I pulled my phone from my coat, texting Emma, "I'm coming back." They locked me out. Her reply came fast. "What? Get here now." I dragged my suitcase down the path, the wheels catching on ice. Each step felt heavier, not just from the cold, but from the weight of betrayal. My son, the boy I'd carried through fevers and heartbreak, had let his wife erase me from our home. I glanced back at the house, the glow of the living room where Jordan used to build forts with blankets. Now it felt like a stranger's place. In the cab to Emma's, I couldn't stop picturing Taylor's parents, who'd been visiting too often lately, their suitcases already in my guest room. Were they moving in? Replacing me? The thought burned, but I pushed it down. Emma's apartment was a 20-minute ride, and when I arrived, she didn't ask questions. She just hugged me, her arms warm and steady, and handed me a mug of coffee. "What happened?" she finally asked, her voice low. I stared at the steam rising from the mug, my hands still cold. "They took my house," I whispered. Jordan didn't even look at me. Emma's face hardened, but she didn't say anything. She just sat there, letting me feel the hurt. I told her about the key, about Taylor's words, about the silence that cut deeper than any lie. I trusted him, I said, my voice breaking. I gave him everything. Emma squeezed my hand. "We'll figure this out, Patton." That night, on her lumpy couch, I lay awake, staring at the ceiling. The hurt was raw, but something else stirred, a spark of fight. They thought I'd walk away, that I'd fade quietly. They didn't know me. I'd built that house with Ethan, kept it after he was gone, raised Jordan there through every storm. I wasn't done yet. By morning, I had a plan. I called my old friend Alex, a lawyer who'd known me since high school. "I need you to check something," I told him, my voice steady now. "I think they forged something to take my house." Alex didn't hesitate. "Come to my office tomorrow. Bring everything you've got, deeds, bills, anything." I hung up, feeling the spark grow. Taylor and Jordan thought they'd won, but I was Patton, named after a fighter. I'd come back, and I'd bring the truth with me. That morning, before leaving Emma's, I went through my suitcase, pulling out old receipts and a copy of the house deed I'd kept in a Ziploc bag. I remembered the day I'd signed it, Ethan's hand on mine, promising we'd grow old there. Now it was my weapon. I drove to Alex's office, the Seattle rain blurring the windshield, my heart pounding with a mix of fear and resolve. Alex greeted me with a nod, his desk piled with papers. "Let's dig into this," he said, his voice calm but sharp. We spread out the documents, and I told him everything, the lockout, Taylor's words, Jordan's silence. He frowned, flipping through the deed. "This doesn't add up," he said. "The county records show a transfer to Jordan and Taylor last week." Your signature's on it. My stomach twisted. I never signed anything, I said, my voice shaking. Alex met my eyes. Then it's fraud. The word hit like a punch, but it also lit a fire. I wasn't just fighting for a house. I was fighting for my name, my life. Alex pulled up more records, his fingers flying over the keyboard. There's a notary stamp here, but it's shaky. I know this notary, she's retired. This is fake. I leaned back, my mind racing. Taylor's parents had been at the house the day before I left. I'd seen them whispering with Jordan, but I'd thought it was about their visit. Now I saw the truth. They'd planned this while I was packing for Denver, sipping tea in my own kitchen, clueless. What do we do? I asked. Alex's jaw tightened. We build a case. Gather every receipt, every bill with your name on it. We'll prove you're sharp as ever. I nodded, feeling the weight of the fight ahead. But I wasn't alone. Emma would help, Alex would fight, and I had the truth. As I left his office, the rain still falling, I glanced at my phone. A text from a neighbor, Morgan. Saw Taylor's parents moving boxes in. They said you're selling? My heart sank, but it also hardened. They weren't just taking my home. They were rewriting my story. I texted Morgan back. Not selling. I'm coming back. That night, I sat with Emma, sorting through old mail, utility bills, anything to prove I'd never agreed to give up my house. Each paper felt like a piece of me, a reminder of the life I'd built. Emma looked at me, her eyes soft but fierce. You're not letting them win, Patton. I shook my head, my voice steady. No. That house is mine. And I'm taking it back. The spark was now aflame, burning bright. I'd trusted Jordan too long, but I wasn't trusting anymore. I was fighting. And when I walked back into that house, it wouldn't be as a guest. It would be as Patton, the woman who'd never give up. The rain hadn't stopped when I woke up on Emma's couch, my back stiff from the thin cushions. The Seattle gray outside her window matched the ache in my chest. I clutched the coffee mug Emma had given me last night, its warmth long gone, just like the home I'd lost. My phone buzzed on the table, a missed call from Jordan. No voicemail. My heart jumped, hoping for an apology, a mistake, anything to explain why my son had stood silent while Taylor locked me out. I called back, my fingers trembling, but it went straight to voicemail. Jordan, it's Mom, I said, my voice cracking. Talk to me, please. I hung up, staring at the screen, waiting for a reply that never came. Emma walked in, her hair still messy from sleep, and saw my face. He didn't answer? She asked, her voice soft. I shook my head, the hurt fresh again. He's my boy, Emma. How could he do this? She sat beside me, her hand on my shoulder. Some people change when they're pushed, Patton. Taylor's got her claws in him. I nodded, but it didn't ease the pain. Jordan used to run to me when he scraped his knee, his small hands clutching mine. Now he was a stranger, letting his wife erase me. I pushed the thought away and stood, grabbing the stack of papers we'd sorted last night. Bills, receipts, the deed. Let's get to Alex's, I said, my voice steadier than I felt. Emma drove us through the wet streets, the city a blur of lights and rain. Alex's office was small, tucked above a coffee shop, the smell of espresso drifting up as we climbed the stairs. He was already there, his laptop open, papers spread out like a battlefield. Morning, Patton, he said, his eyes kind but focused. I found something. My heart skipped. What? He turned his laptop toward me, showing a scanned document, a new deed with my signature, dated the day I left for Denver. This was filed at the county office, he said. But look here. He pointed to the notary stamp, smudged and uneven. I called the notary an old friend. She's been out of state for months. Someone faked her seal. I stared at the screen, my name scrawled in ink that wasn't mine. Taylor. I whispered, the name bitter on my tongue. Alex nodded. Likely. But we need proof. I'm pulling bank records, any payments tied to this notary or the filing. I felt a twist in my gut, a mix of anger and fear. Taylor hadn't just locked me out. She'd stolen my name, my home, my life. Emma squeezed my hand, her eyes fierce. We'll get her, Patton. I wanted to believe her, but doubt crept in. What if Jordan was in on it? What if my son, the one I'd raised alone, had chosen Taylor over me. I pushed the thought down, focusing on Alex's words. "We need more evidence," he said. "Anything from the house, mail, photos, anything showing you still lived there." I thought of the old photo album in my bedroom. Pictures of Jordan's birthdays, Ethan's smile, our life. "It's all in the house," I said. "But they're there now. Taylor's parents, too." Alex leaned back, thinking. "We could request a property inspection. If you're still listed as the owner, we can get in legally." My heart raced at the thought of walking back into my home, seeing what they'd done to it. "Do it," I said, my voice firm. As Alex made calls, I stepped outside for air, the rain cold on my face. A memory hit me, Jordan, maybe 10, helping me plant tulips in the front yard. "Will they grow every year, Mom?" he'd asked, dirt on his cheeks. I'd promised they would, just like my love for him. Now those tulips were probably trampled by Taylor's parents moving boxes. My phone buzzed again, this time a text from Morgan, my neighbor. "Taylor's throwing a party tomorrow. Inviting the whole street. You okay?" "A party?" "In my house." The anger flared hot and sharp. I texted back, "Not okay. But I'm coming." I didn't know how yet, but I'd be there. Back inside, Alex had news. "The county agreed to an inspection tomorrow," he said. "But there's something else." He hesitated, his face grim. "I found a bank transfer, $5,000 from Jordan's account to an unknown name, dated the same day as the deed filing." My breath caught. "Jordan paid someone?" Alex nodded. "Could be the forger. I'm tracing it." The room spun. My son paying to steal my home? I wanted to scream, to call him again, to demand answers. But Emma's voice cut through. "Patton, stay focused. We're getting your house back." I nodded, swallowing the hurt. She was right. I couldn't fall apart now. That afternoon, we drove to the county office to file more papers, my hands steady as I signed my real signature. The clerk, a young woman named Riley, looked at me with pity. "This happens more than you think," she said softly. "Family can hurt the worst." Her words stung, but they also grounded me. I wasn't alone in this pain. Others had fought back, and so would I. On the way back to Emma's, we stopped at a diner, the kind Ethan and I used to visit. I ordered pie, but it tasted like ash. Emma watched me, her eyes soft. "You're stronger than you know, Patton," she said. I didn't feel strong. I felt broken, betrayed by the one person I'd given everything for. But her words stuck, like a lifeline. That night, I lay awake again, thinking of the party. Taylor, laughing in my living room, her parents unpacking in my guest room. Jordan letting it all happen. Then another twist hit me, a memory. Last month, Taylor had asked about my will casual, like it was nothing. "Just planning for the future," she'd said, smiling. I'd brushed it off, but now it felt like a clue. Had she been plotting this all along? I sat up, my heart pounding. I grabbed my phone and texted Alex. "Check if they tampered with my will." His reply came fast, "On it." The next morning, Emma and I prepared for the inspection. I wore my old navy coat, the one Ethan bought me, feeling like armor. As we drove to my street, I saw balloons tied to my mailbox, music spilling from my house. The party. My stomach twisted, but I straightened up. This wasn't just about a house anymore. It was about my name, my life, my fight. I wasn't the frail widow Taylor thought I was. I was Patton, and I was ready to face them. The music from my house hit me like a wave as Emma parked across the street. Balloons bobbed in the wind, tied to my mailbox, mocking me with their bright colors. My home, the one I'd built with Ethan, was alive with laughter and chatter, but none of it was mine. I gripped the car door, my navy coat heavy on my shoulders. Emma touched my arm. "You sure about this, Patton?" she asked, her voice low. I nodded, my jaw tight. "I have to see it." The county inspector, a short man named Greg, met us at the curb, clipboard in hand. Alex had arranged for him to check the property, saying it was routine for disputed deeds. But this wasn't routine for me. This was my life. We crossed the street, my heart pounding as we neared the front path. The tulips Jordan and I planted years ago were gone, replaced by a tacky garden gnome. My stomach churned. Taylor had already started erasing me. The front door was open, music spilling out. I stepped onto the porch, Greg behind me, Emma at my side. A young woman I didn't know, maybe a neighbor, smiled at us. "You here for the party?" she asked, holding a plate of cookies. I forced a smile. Something like that. Inside, my living room was unrecognizable. My old couch was gone, replaced by a sleek leather one. Taylor's parents, Karen and Mike, stood near the fireplace, laughing with guests. My fireplace, where Jordan used to hang his Christmas stockings. I scanned the room for him, but he wasn't there. Then Taylor appeared, a glass of wine in her hand, her smile freezing when she saw me. "Patton," she said, her voice sharp. "What are you doing here?" I kept my face calm, though my heart raced. "This is my house, Taylor. I'm here to check on it." Greg stepped forward, showing his badge. "County inspection, ma'am. Won't take long." Taylor's eyes darted to Karen, who frowned but stayed quiet. "This is a bad time," Taylor said, crossing her arms. "We're hosting." I met her gaze, my voice steady. "I'm not leaving." The room quieted, guests turning to watch. Taylor forced a laugh. "Patton, you're confused again. Jordan and I own this place now. You signed it over." The lie stung, but I didn't flinch. "We'll see about that," I said softly. Greg started his inspection, checking doors and windows, while I walked through my home, each step a mix of pain and resolve. In the kitchen, I saw my old teapot on the counter, but it was filled with fake flowers, not tea. My hands shook as I touched it, remembering mornings with Ethan. Emma whispered, "Stay strong, Patton." I nodded, but then I heard Jordan's voice from the hallway. "Mom." He stood there, his face pale, a beer in his hand. My heart broke at the sight of him. My boy, caught in this mess. "Jordan," I said, stepping toward him. "Why didn't you call me back?" He looked away, his jaw tight. "Taylor said it was better this way." I wanted to hug him, to shake him, to ask why he'd let this happen. But Taylor cut in, her voice loud. "Jordan, don't. She's just causing trouble." Guests murmured, and I felt their eyes on me, judging. Greg called from the stairs. "Ma'am, I need to see the upstairs." Taylor hesitated, then followed him, leaving me with Jordan. "Talk to me," I pleaded, my voice low. He shifted, uneasy. "Mom, I didn't want this. Taylor said you were struggling, that we'd take care of the house for you." I stared at him, the words cutting deep. "You think I'm weak? Jordan, I raised you alone in this house. It's mine." His eyes dropped, but before he could answer, Karen walked over, her smile fake. "Patton, let's not ruin the party. You should rest." Her words dripped with pity, but I saw the truth. She wanted me gone. I turned away, following Greg upstairs. In my bedroom, I froze. My bed was gone, replaced by a desk and boxes labeled Mike and Karen. They'd already moved in, claiming my space. My photo album was on the desk, open to a picture of Jordan as a baby. I touched it, tears burning my eyes. Greg noted something on his clipboard, then turned to me. "This checks out as your residence, Miss Patton. The deed transfers under review." I nodded, hope flickering. Downstairs, Taylor was arguing with Emma, her voice rising. "She's unstable. She shouldn't be here." Emma snapped back, "You're the one who's lying, Taylor." I walked down my steps firm. "I'm not unstable," I said, loud enough for everyone to hear. "And I'm not giving up my home." Taylor's face reddened, but before she could speak, my phone buzzed. A text from Alex. "Found something big. Call me now." My heart raced. I stepped outside, the party noise fading, and dialed Alex. "What is it?" I asked. His voice was tense. "The bank transfer we found? It went to a guy named Vince, a known forger. And there's more. Your will was changed last week, naming Taylor as the sole beneficiary." The world tilted. Not just my house, but my entire legacy? I gripped the phone, anger surging. "Can we stop it?" I asked. "Already on it," Alex said. "I'm filing an emergency motion to freeze the will and deed. But Patton, be careful. Taylor's desperate." I hung up, staring at my house, the party still going. They thought they'd won, but I was just starting. I walked back inside, my resolve steel. Taylor saw me and smirked. "Ready to leave?" she asked. I smiled back, calm but fierce. "Not yet, Taylor. Not ever. The party lights glowed through my windows as I stood on the porch, Alex's words echoing in my head. Taylor had changed my will, tried to steal everything Ethan and I had built. My hands curled into fists, the cold Seattle air biting my skin. Emma came outside, her face worried. "What did Alex say?" she asked. I told her about the forger, Vince, and the altered will, my voice shaking with anger. Her eyes widened. "They're not just taking your house, they're taking you." I nodded, the truth heavy. This wasn't just about a home anymore. It was about my name, my life, my memory. Inside, the party went on, laughter clashing with my pain. I wanted to storm in, tell everyone what Taylor had done, but I knew better. I needed proof, not drama. "Let's go," I told Emma, my voice firm. "We'll come back when we're ready." In the car, Emma drove slow, giving me time to think. "What's next?" she asked. I stared out at the rain. "We build the case. Alex is working on the will and deed. I need to find anything else they've touched." Back at Emma's, we spread out more papers, bank statements, old letters, anything tied to the house. My eyes caught a utility bill from last month, still in my name. "This proves I was living there," I said, holding it up. Emma nodded, but her face was grim. "Patton, what if Jordan's deeper in this than you think?" The question hit like a slap. I didn't want to believe it, but the $5,000 transfer from his account gnawed at me. "He's my son," I said, my voice low. "He wouldn't." But I couldn't finish. Doubt crept in cold and sharp. That night, I dreamed of Ethan, his laugh filling our old kitchen. He'd always said, "Patton, you're tougher than any storm." I woke up crying, his words a lifeline. I wasn't giving up, not for him, not for Jordan, not for me. The next morning, Alex called. "Good news," he said. "The court froze the will and deed pending investigation." "Bad news, they're fighting back. Taylor's lawyer claims you're unfit, says you've been forgetting things." I laughed, bitter. "Forgetting? I remember every lie she's told." Alex's voice softened. "We need witnesses, Patton. People who know you're sharp." I thought of Morgan, my neighbor, and Riley, the county clerk. "I'll get them," I said. I spent the day making calls. Morgan agreed to meet, her voice hesitant. "Patton, I saw Taylor's parents moving in," she said. "They told everyone you wanted to retire to a condo." The lie twisted in my gut. "Morgan, you know me. Have I ever seemed confused?" She paused, then said, "No. You're the strongest person I know." Her words gave me hope. Riley was next, meeting me at a coffee shop. "I've seen this before," she said, sipping her latte. "Family turning on family. I'll testify you were clear-headed when you filed those papers." I thanked her, feeling my case grow stronger. But then a twist came. As I left the coffee shop, I saw Jordan's car parked across the street. He was inside watching me. My heart raced. Was he following me? I walked over, knocking on his window. He jumped, rolling it down. "Mom," he said, his voice shaky. "What are you doing?" I stared at him, my son, but also a stranger. "I'm fighting for my home, Jordan. Why are you here?" He looked away, his hands tight on the wheel. "Taylor said you're causing trouble, that you're sick." I leaned closer, my voice low. "You know I'm not sick. You know what she's doing." He didn't answer, just stared ahead. I stepped back, hurt and anger mixing. "Choose Jordan," I said. "Me or her." I walked away, my heart heavy but my resolve firm. That night, Alex called with another bombshell. "Vince the forger? He's talking. Says Taylor paid him, but Jordan was there when the deal went down." My breath stopped. "Jordan at the meeting?" I sat down, the room spinning. Emma saw my face and rushed over. "What's wrong?" I told her, my voice barely a whisper. She hugged me fierce. "We'll get through this, Patton." But the pain was raw. My son, part of the lie. I wanted to confront him, but Alex warned me to wait. "We need Vince's statement locked in," he said. The next day, I went to my old church, needing peace. Pastor Tom saw me and pulled me aside. "Patton, I heard about the house," he said. "Taylor told the congregation you're moving to a care home." Another lie, spreading like poison. I told him the truth, my voice steady. He nodded, his face grim. "I'll speak for you in court." As I left, my phone buzzed. A voicemail from Jordan. Mom, I need to talk. Meet me tomorrow alone. My heart leapt, but doubt lingered. Was this a trick? Or was my son finally waking up? The morning was gray, the Seattle rain lighter but still steady. I sat at Emma's kitchen table, staring at Jordan's voicemail on my phone. His voice had sounded shaky, almost scared. I wanted to believe he was reaching out to fix things, but after everything, the forged deed, the $5,000 transfer, his silence at the party, I wasn't sure. Emma poured me coffee, her eyes searching mine. You gonna meet him? She asked. I nodded, my fingers tight around the mug. I have to hear him out. He's still my son. But my voice wavered, betraying the fear that he'd hurt me again. I chose a public place, a park near the house, and texted Jordan the details. As I got ready, I caught my reflection in Emma's mirror. Lines on my face deeper than before, but my eyes sharp, like Ethan's when he faced a challenge. I straightened my coat, feeling his strength in me. At the park, I sat on a bench, the damp would cold through my jeans. Jordan showed up late, his hoodie pulled low, hands in his pockets. He sat beside me, not looking at me. Mom, he started, his voice low. I didn't know it would go this far. My heart jumped, hope and anger clashing. What didn't you know, Jordan? That Taylor would lock me out? Forge my name? Change my will? He flinched, his eyes on the ground. She said it was temporary, that we'd take care of the house till you were better. I leaned forward, my voice sharp. Better? Jordan, I'm not sick. You know that. He nodded, slow like it hurt. I know. But Taylor, she's got plans. Her parents need a place, and she said the house was too much for you. I stared at him, my son caught in her web. And you believed her? Over me. He didn't answer, just rubbed his hands together, nervous. Then he said something that twisted my heart. I signed the papers, Mom. I thought I was helping. The air left my lungs. He'd signed the forged deed? I stood, my hands shaking. You helped her steal my home, Jordan. He looked up, his eyes wet. I'm sorry. I didn't know she'd go this far. I wanted to believe him, but the pain was too raw. Why didn't you stop her? I asked, my voice breaking. He shook his head. I tried, but she's got stuff on me. My stomach dropped. What stuff? He hesitated, then whispered. Money. From the business. I took some, and she knows. Another twist, sharper than the last. My son, not just complicit but trapped. I sat back down, my mind racing. Tell me everything, I said. He spilled it all. Taylor's plan to move her parents in, the forger Vince, the fake notary. He'd gone along, thinking it was temporary, but Taylor had pushed harder, threatening to expose his theft if he didn't comply. I'm stuck, Mom, he said, his voice small. I wanted to hug him, but I couldn't. Not yet. You're not stuck, I said, my voice firm. You tell the truth, Jordan. To me, to the court. He looked scared, but he nodded. I'll try. As he left, I felt a mix of hope and fear. Could I trust him? I called Alex, telling him about Jordan's confession. This changes everything, he said. If he testifies, we can nail Taylor. But he warned me to be careful. Taylor wouldn't go down easy. That afternoon, I met Morgan at her house, just down the street from mine. She showed me photos she'd taken, Taylor's parents moving in, boxes labeled with their names. I thought it was weird, she said. You never said you were leaving. I thanked her, feeling my case grow stronger. But as I left, I saw Taylor's car drive by, slowing as she saw me. Her eyes locked on mine, cold and sharp. My heart raced. She knew I was fighting back. That night, Emma and I went through more papers, finding a letter from Ethan, written before he died. Patton, keep the house safe, it said. It's our heart. I cried, holding it close, feeling him with me. Then my phone rang, Pastor Tom. Patton, someone broke into the church office, he said. Your file's gone, the one with your old will. My blood ran cold. Taylor was covering her tracks. I told Alex, who said, she's panicking. That's good for us. But it didn't feel good. It felt like war. The next day, I got a text from Jordan. Meet me tonight. I have proof. My heart leapt, but doubt lingered. Was this real? Or another trap? The streetlights flickered as I waited in the diner parking lot, my hands tight on the steering wheel. Jordan had texted to meet here, saying he had proof, something to prove Taylor's lies. The diner was quiet, its neon sign buzzing in the Seattle drizzle. I wanted to trust him, but after his confession at the park, I wasn't sure. He'd signed the forged deed, taken money, let Taylor trap him. Was he really helping now? Or was this another twist in her game? Emma had wanted to come, but I'd told her no. I need to face him alone, I'd said. She'd hugged me, her eyes worried. Call if you need me, Patton. Jordan's car pulled in, headlights cutting through the rain. He got out, a folder tucked under his arm, his face tense. I stepped out, the cold air sharp. What do you have? I asked, my voice low. He handed me the folder, his hands shaking. Emails, he said. Between Taylor and Vince. She paid him to forge the deed and the will. I opened it, my heart pounding. The emails were there, dates, amounts, even a mention of the notary stamp. How did you get this? I asked. He looked away. I hacked her account. I had to know. I stared at him, my son, risking everything to help me. Or was he? Why now, Jordan? I asked. His voice broke. Because I saw you at the party, Mom. You looked broken. I did that. My throat tightened, tears burning. I wanted to hold him, but I stayed still. You can fix it, I said. Come with me to Alex. He nodded, but then headlights flashed behind us. Taylor's car screeched into the lot, her face furious through the windshield. My heart stopped. She'd followed him. She got out, slamming the door. Jordan, what the hell are you doing? She yelled, her eyes on the folder. He stepped in front of me, his voice shaky but firm. It's over, Taylor. I'm telling the truth. Her face twisted, rage and fear mixing. You'll ruin us, she hissed, then turned to me. Patton, you're pathetic. Chasing a house you can't even handle. I stood tall, my voice calm. It's my home, Taylor. And you're done. She laughed, bitter, but her eyes darted to the folder. She lunged for it, but Jordan pulled it back. Back off, he said, his voice stronger now. Taylor froze, then smirked. You'll regret this, she said, getting back in her car and speeding off. I looked at Jordan, my heart racing. You okay? I asked. He nodded, but he looked scared. She's gonna come for me, he said. I touched his arm, the first time since the lockout. We'll face her together. We drove to Alex's office, the folder between us. Alex read the emails, his eyes lighting up. This is gold, he said. With Jordan's testimony, we've got her. But he warned us. Taylor's lawyer was pushing hard, claiming I'd abandoned the house. We need more, Alex said. Anything tying her parents to the plan. I remembered the boxes in my bedroom, labeled Mike and Karen. They're living there, I said. That's proof. Alex nodded, making notes. That night, I stayed at Emma's, the folder locked in her safe. I called Pastor Tom, thanking him for his support. The church is praying for you, Patton, he said. His words warmed me, but sleep didn't come. Taylor's smirk haunted me, her threat echoing. The next morning, Morgan called, her voice panicked. Patton, your house, it's trashed. Furniture's gone, walls painted over. My heart sank. Taylor was destroying my home, erasing every trace of me. I drove there with Emma, my hands shaking. The front door was open, the living room gutted. My old rug, where Jordan used to play, was gone. In the kitchen, my teapot was smashed on the floor. I knelt, touching the pieces, tears falling. Emma hugged me, her voice fierce. They won't win, Patton. But the loss hurt, deeper than ever. Then Jordan called. Mom, I found something else. Meet me at the bank. My heart raced. Another twist, another chance. The bank was cold, its marble floor echoing as I walked in, Jordan at my side. He'd called an hour ago, saying he'd found something in his joint account with Taylor, something that could tie her to the forgery. My heart was still raw from seeing my house gutted, my teapot in pieces, but Jordan's call gave me hope. Emma had stayed behind to call Alex, updating him on the vandalism. Be careful, she'd said, her eyes worried. Jordan led me to a teller, a young man named Sam, who recognized him. Mr. Callahan, Sam said, smiling. What do you need? Jordan's voice was low. I need transaction records from last month. Everything. Sam nodded. typing fast. I watched Jordan, his face tense, and felt a mix of pride and pain. He was trying to fix things, but the hurt of his betrayal lingered. Sam handed us a printout, and Jordan pointed to a line. Another $3,000 transfer to Vince, dated after the deed filing. She paid him again, Jordan said, his voice shaking. For the will. My stomach twisted. Taylor's plan was bigger than I'd thought. I looked at Jordan. Why didn't you tell me sooner? He rubbed his neck, guilty. I didn't know, Mom. She hid this account from me. I believed him, but it hurt. We took the printout to Alex's office, where he was waiting with Riley, the county clerk. This is huge, Alex said, reading the records. It links Taylor directly to Vince. Riley nodded. I can confirm the deed's irregularities in court. Hope grew, but then Alex's phone rang. His face darkened as he listened. Patton, he said, hanging up. Taylor's lawyer filed a restraining order against you. Claims you're harassing them. My heart stopped. A restraining order? I laughed, bitter. Harassing? They stole my home. Alex nodded, calm. It's a scare tactic. We'll fight it. But the news shook me. Taylor was playing dirty, and she wasn't stopping. That afternoon, I went to Morgan's house, needing a friend. She made tea, her kitchen warm and familiar. I saw them take your furniture, she said, her voice soft. I took pictures. She showed me her phone. Taylor directing movers, Karen carrying my lamp. My heart ached, but the photos were proof. Thank you, I said, hugging her. As I left, I saw a police car outside my house. My stomach dropped. Was Taylor reporting me? I called Alex, panicked. Stay away, he said. They're baiting you. I drove to Emma's, my hands shaking. That night, Jordan came over, his face pale. Mom, Taylor knows I'm helping you, he said. She's threatening to turn me in for the money I took. I sat him down, my voice firm. Tell the truth, Jordan. It's the only way out. He nodded, tears in his eyes. I'll do it. For you. I hugged him, the first real hug since this started, but fear lingered. Taylor was cornered, and that made her dangerous. The next morning, Alex called with good news. Vince agreed to testify, he said. He's scared, wants a deal. My heart leapt, but then another twist came. There's a problem, Alex said. Taylor's parents are claiming they bought the house from you. The lie was bold, desperate. I gripped the phone, anger surging. They're lying, I said. Alex agreed, but we needed more proof. I remembered Ethan's letter, still in my bag. It mentioned the house, my promise to keep it. Will this help? I asked, reading it to Alex. It's not legal, he said, but it's emotional. The judge will see your intent. That day, I went to Pastor Tom's church, needing strength. He prayed with me, his voice steady. God sees your fight, Patton, he said. I left, feeling lighter, but then my phone buzzed, a text from an unknown number. Stop now, or you'll lose more than the house. My heart raced. Taylor or someone worse. The threat on my phone stared back at me, the words cold and sharp. Stop now, or you'll lose more than the house. I stood in Emma's living room. The Seattle rain tapping the windows, my heart pounding. Emma saw my face and grabbed the phone. Who sent this? She asked, her voice fierce. I shook my head. No number. Probably Taylor. But doubt crept in. Was it her parents? Vince? Someone else? I forwarded the text to Alex, who called back fast. Don't engage, he said. It's intimidation. We're close, Patton. Close, but not there yet. The restraining order, the trashed house, the lies about me selling. It was all piling up. I sat down, Ethan's letter in my hands, his words grounding me. Emma made tea, her hands steady. You're not alone, Patton, she said. I nodded, but the threat lingered, heavy. That morning, we met Alex at his office, Jordan with us. He'd brought more proof, a thumb drive with recordings of Taylor talking to Vince, her voice clear, planning the forgery. I found it in her desk, Jordan said, his voice low. I looked at him, pride mixing with pain. You're doing the right thing, I said. He nodded, but his eyes were scared. Alex played the recordings, Taylor's voice cold. Make it quick, Vince. She's old, no one will question it. My heart twisted. She'd counted on me being weak, invisible. Alex smiled grim. This seals it. With Vince's testimony, Jordan's evidence, and the bank records, we're ready for court. But he warned us. Taylor's lawyer was pushing the unfit claim, saying I'd been confused for years. We need more witnesses, Alex said. I thought of Pastor Tom Morgan Riley. They'll speak for me, I said. That afternoon I went to the church, finding Pastor Tom in his office. I'll be there, he said, his voice firm. You're no quitter, Patton. His words lifted me, but as I left, I saw Karen, Taylor's mom, outside watching me. My heart raced. Was she behind the threat? I walked past, my head high, but her stare burned. Back at Emma's, Jordan stayed for dinner, the first time in weeks. We ate quietly, the air heavy. Mom, he said, breaking the silence. I'm sorry. For everything. I looked at him, my son, broken but trying. I forgive you, I said, my voice soft. But you have to make it right. He nodded, tears falling. That night, I dreamed of my house, whole again, Ethan's laugh in the halls. I woke with hope, but then Alex called. Bad news, he said. Taylor's parents filed a countersuit, claiming you owe them for improvements to the house. The nerve of it shocked me. Improvements like trashing my home? I laughed, angry. Let them try, I said. Alex agreed, but we needed to act fast. The court date was set for next week. I spent the day gathering more proof. Photos from Morgan, a statement from Riley, Ethan's letter. Each piece felt like armor. But then another twist came. Morgan called, her voice shaky. Patton, someone broke into my house. The photos are gone. My heart sank. Taylor was desperate, striking everywhere. I told Alex, who said, she's unraveling. Keep pushing. That night, I sat with Emma and Jordan, planning for court. Jordan looked at me, his voice steady. I'll testify, Mom. All of it. I hugged him, hope growing. But as I went to bed, my phone buzzed again. Another text. Last chance. I stared at it, fear and resolve mixing. I wasn't stopping, no matter what. The courthouse loomed ahead. Its stone steps slick with Seattle rain. I walked in. Emma and Jordan beside me, my heart pounding but steady. Today was the day. Our chance to take back my home, my name, my life. Alex met us inside, his briefcase full of evidence. Jordan's emails, the bank records, Vince's statement, the recordings. We're ready, he said, his voice calm. But I felt the weight of it all. The lockout, the trashed house, the threats. Taylor had tried to break me, but I was still standing. The courtroom was cold. The judge, a stern woman named Harris. Taylor sat across from us. Her parents beside her, their faces blank. Jordan avoided their eyes, his hands tight in his lap. I touched his arm, giving him strength. The hearing began, Alex presenting our case. The forged deed, the fake notary, the altered will. He played the recordings, Taylor's voice filling the room, cold and calculated. The judge's face stayed neutral, but I saw Taylor shift, uneasy. Then Jordan took the stand, his voice shaky but clear. I was wrong, he said. I signed the papers, but Taylor planned it. She paid Vince, changed the will, all of it. The room was silent, his words heavy. I watched him, my son, owning his mistakes. Taylor's lawyer jumped up, objecting, but the judge waved him off. Continue, she said. Jordan told everything. The money he took, Taylor's threats, the emails. I saw tears in his eyes, and my heart ached, but I was proud. Then Vince testified, his voice low, admitting he'd forged the documents for $8,000. She said it was easy money, he said, pointing at Taylor. Her face paled, her parents whispering furiously. Our witnesses were next. Pastor Tom Morgan Riley. Each one spoke for me, saying I was sharp, strong. Not the confused old woman Taylor claimed. Morgan's stolen photos hurt our case, but her testimony was clear. Patton's lived there 30 years, she said. She'd never sell. The judge nodded, taking notes. Taylor's lawyer fought back, calling her parents to the stand. Karen claimed they'd bought the house, showing receipts for paint and furniture. But Alex tore it apart, pointing out the dates, after the forged deed. The judge's eyes narrowed. Then Taylor took the stand, her voice smooth. Patton's been forgetting things, she said, fake tears in her eyes. We were helping her. I wanted to scream, but Alex kept me calm. He cross-examined her, showing the bank transfers, the emails. Why pay a forger if you were helping? He asked. Taylor stammered, her lies crumbling. The judge called a recess, and I stepped outside, the air cold but freeing. Emma hugged me. You're winning, Patton. I nodded, but fear lingered. What if it wasn't enough? Jordan joined us, his face grim. I'm sorry, Mom, he said again. I hugged him, no words needed. Back inside, the judge returned, her face unreadable. I've reviewed the evidence, she said. The deed transfer is invalid. The property remains with Ms. Patton. My heart leapt, tears falling. But she wasn't done. The will alteration is also void. Ms. Callahan, you're ordered to vacate immediately. Taylor gasped, her parents arguing, but the judge banged her gavel. It was over. I looked at Jordan, his face relieved but sad. We'd won, but the cost was high. Outside, Alex smiled. You did it, Patton. I nodded, but my eyes were on my house, waiting for me. The sun broke through the Seattle clouds as I stood on my porch, key in hand. The sheriff had come yesterday, escorting Taylor and her parents out, their suitcases piled on the lawn. Taylor had screamed, calling me cruel, but I'd stayed calm, my heart steady. Jordan had stood with me, silent but there. Now it was just me, ready to reclaim my home. I turned the key, the lock clicking soft, like a promise kept. Inside, the house was a mess. Walls repainted, furniture gone, my teapot still broken on the kitchen floor. But it was mine. I walked through, touching the walls, feeling Ethan's presence. In the living room, I found one thing they'd missed, a photo of Jordan as a baby, tucked behind the fireplace. I held it, tears falling, but they were different now. Not pain but healing. Emma arrived, her arms full of cleaning supplies. Let's make it yours again, she said, smiling. We worked all day scrubbing, sweeping, reclaiming every inch. Jordan came later, his face hesitant. Can I help? He asked. I nodded, handing him a broom. We didn't talk much, but it was enough. That night, I sat on the porch, a new mug of tea in my hands, the stars clear above. Morgan stopped by, her smile warm. Welcome home, Patton, she said. I thanked her, feeling the weight of the fight lift. The court had restored my will, my deed, my name. Taylor faced charges for fraud, but I didn't care about punishment. I'd chosen mercy, letting her live with her shame. Jordan was staying with a friend, working to rebuild his life. I'll make it right, Mom, he'd promised. I believed him, but it would take time. The moral of my fight was clear. Family can hurt you deepest, but strength comes from holding on to what's true. I'd fought not just for a house, but for my heart, my legacy. Ethan's letter was framed now on my mantle, his words eternal. Keep the house safe, Patton. I had. As I sipped my tea, the silence wasn't empty. It was peace, hard-won and mine. I was Patton, named for a fighter, and I'd never stop fighting for what mattered.